First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
Lillie Shockney is a registered nurse. She's on the National Breast Cancer Foundation Medical Advisory Council, a two-time breast cancer survivor. Boy, I got to tell you, Lillie, good morning. That does worry me. I hear a lot of people who've had cancer end up getting it again, and the fact that you're a two-time survivor is incredibly awesome. But it shows you that once you get over the hurdle and you have this incredible relief that you've beaten cancer, keep an eye on it because it could come back.
That is true. We are not immune to getting cancer, not necessarily the same kind we originally had, but oftentimes a different kind of cancer the second time around. In my case, it was the same kind, so I had breast cancer in both breasts over a period of time.
My doctor had said once you are diagnosed with cancer, the belief is that it's in your bloodstream. There's still cancer cells that are in your bloodstream, and your body is fighting that off. I had colon cancer, so cut that out of me, which they did, but you still have that fear that it can come back around again.
Yeah, I tell people, invest in your bottom line, get a colonoscopy.
Yep. Good point. I like that. That's good. You bet your bottom dollar right there. Okay, so this is kind of interesting, and the message is don't skip it, but the lymph nodes, the vaccine, some people causing an increase, a swelling of the lymph nodes, which could be mistaken for breast cancer, right?
That's right, yes. So as a result of getting a vaccine, that turns on your immune system, which we want it to do. That's the job of the vaccine. Mm-hmm. But when it does that, that means it has to turn on your lymphatic system. So if you're having a mammogram within 4 to 6 weeks of getting your vaccine, your first vaccine or your second vaccine, your lymphatic system is turned on. And on a mammogram, which also should capture a section of your upper arm, if the mammography tech is doing a good job for you. And there, they will see lymph nodes that have what we call lit up or are reactive nodes. Reactive node also looks like a node with cancer in it. So we can really scare that patient to death by saying, gee, we see something, we feel something, we need to biopsy this, we need to take a look with other imaging of your breast since we don't see anything in your breast that looks like trouble. And it's a terrible goose chase that can really scare 10 years of life off of the patient. When what should happen is that the mammography facility, when scheduling the patient, actually should say, have you already gotten your COVID-19 vaccine, and if so, when? So that the timing of when the appointment is scheduled for a screening mammogram is 4 to 6 weeks after that second dose.
Okay.
But if someone does have symptoms of potential trouble, an inverted nipple that is new, a hard mass in the breast, enlarged pores of the breast skin, a rash in the breast skin, or clear nipple discharge. It's not unusual for a woman to have nipple discharge, but the one we worry about the most, interestingly enough, is a clear discharge. These are symptoms and signs that breast cancer might be going on. And under such situation, we don't want a patient waiting another 4 to 6 weeks. We want to go ahead and do an evaluation now.
I spoke with someone a while back. We started, a friend of mine had cancer, prostate, and I had colon cancer, and we both came out of it. And we started an organization called Real Men Get Tested for Cancer because men are stupid. And they tend to ignore and procrastinate and all those things, and I'm probably one of them. So in the middle of all of this, one of the people who advised us and was talking about his experience was a man who had, I think, a couple of different kinds of cancer and beat each one, but one of them was breast cancer. And they detected it in a man. They detected it through an inverted nipple. So this could happen to a man as well.
Yes, 1,800 men are diagnosed a year in the United States compared to over 300,000 women. But if you're one of those men, it's 100% for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And, if the gentleman has a family history, particularly first-degree relative, sister, mother, even their daughter, then they need to be paying attention where they're in the shower. And granted, their breasts are usually not as large as a woman's breast, but it is designed in the same manner. It has a nipple, it has an areola, it has a duct underneath of that. And about 90% of the time, the mass will be felt underneath of the nipple. And if it's gotten big enough, it will invert that nipple.
So I think this is a very interesting thing to not put yourself through. So basically what you're saying is you still have to get the mammogram. But make sure you wait during that period for it to pass after you've had your second shot, so that you don't get a false positive, and that will mess with your head like nothing else.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and it can be expensive out of your pocket, too, depending on your copays and deductibles.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Having a lot of diagnostic workup done can get into the thousands of dollars.
Okay, interesting stuff. Where can people go, Lillie, to get information on breast cancer and everything that you do as part of the National Breast Cancer Foundation Medical Advisory Council?
Well, I would start with the National Breast Cancer Foundation, nbcf.org. I also work at Johns Hopkins. I'm a professor in the School of Medicine. And so going to Johns Hopkins Medicine and then typing in the search engine Breast Center, and you'll get a ton of information that way as well. I do want to encourage people to get their vaccines. I also want to encourage women to be getting their mammograms. This is not the time to be skipping them. We had hoped we were only going to delay screening mammograms for a few months when COVID started, but because we didn't know a lot about this very unique and frightening, frankly, virus, we ended up across the country having to delay screening mammograms throughout all of 2020 and at least for the first 2 months of 2021.
Yeah.
So there are also women out there that are way behind, and we want to get them caught up. We don't want them saying, oh, I'll wait another year, because if you wait another year, you might be letting something grow while you're waiting.
And that early detection is everything, being able to catch it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm able to talk to you today.
I appreciate it.
Early detection.
Donna says, happened to me. Lymph nodes swelled. They extended my mammogram out 8 weeks from the second dose. Sounds like her physician knew what was going on there. That's big. So, okay, Lillie Shockney, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, have a great day. Lillie Shockney. That's and I think that false positive thing can happen on the male side as well.
Yeah.
So you wanna be quite careful with that, but you still got to get these tests done. You still got to be able. I mean, it's catching it early that will save lives.